We have all seen the famous Jollof Wars, sparked by Ghanaians and Nigerians, and we've seen them refer to each other as brother and sister many times. Believe it or not, the Jollof Wars online actually started between Nigerians and Ghanaians. While other countries try to join in, and some wonder why Senegal wasn't part of it, most people don't realize this rivalry is just the tip of the iceberg. Nigerians and Ghanaians have been competing, collaborating, and influencing each other for centuries. To this day, many even refer to Nigerians and Ghanaians as siblings. But is this really accurate, and what is the history behind it? Many people like to believe it's due to cultural similarities, but what if I told you that wasn't entirely the case? Most of the cultural similarities we see today are the result of a long history of migration between the two groups. Historically, before colonialism, there weren't as many similarities as there are today. With Nigeria being so diverse, home to over 300 ethnic groups, it may surprise you to learn that only a handful of Ghanaian ethnic groups have historical or genetic connections with Nigerian ethnic groups. These include the Ga, Iwe, Fulani, and Hausa, who are minority ethnic groups in Ghana, while over 50% of Ghanaians belong to the Akan ethnic group. The similarities and friendly rivalry between the two nations largely stem from migration and from being seen as the hope of Africa since the 50s and 60s. But how, why, and when did it start? To understand this, we need to look at the African borders. West Africa is made up of 16 countries, but only 5 are Anglophone. The rest were historically part of French West Africa, which shaped their politics, culture, and social structures. Before British colonialism, much of what is now Ghana, formerly known as the Gold Coast, was controlled by the Portuguese and later the Dutch before the British took over. Similarly, parts of Nigeria, especially along the coast, were controlled by the Dutch, Portuguese, and French at different times before the British took over. Modern-day Ghana, excluding the Volta region, which previously belonged to Togoland, was a British colony from 1821 until independence, while Nigeria was a British colony from 1861 until its independence. Being British colonies surrounded by Francophone nations meant that whenever there were economic or political issues, Ghanaians would migrate to Nigeria, and Nigerians would migrate to Ghana, especially since they were the closest Anglophone countries to each other. The first major wave of migration occurred when Nigerians moved to Ghana after its independence under Kwame Nkrumah. Many were attracted by the country's strong economy and job opportunities. Initially, Ghanaians welcomed Nigerian immigrants, but when the economy turned sour, migrants were no longer as welcome. In 1969, Ghana passed the Aliens Compliance Order, expelling many undocumented immigrants, most of whom were Nigerian. This was seen as a solution to lower unemployment and improve security. Similarly, during the 1970s to early 1980s, many Ghanaians moved to Nigeria due to Ghana's declining economy and Nigeria's booming oil economy. However, as Nigeria's economy began to falter around 1983, undocumented migrants, mostly Ghanaians, were expelled. This gave rise to the famous Ghana must go trend. By the 1990s, migration became more balanced, with Nigerians moving to Ghana and Ghanaians moving to Nigeria for business, studies, and employment. This long history of migration led to collaborations in cuisine, music, cinema, and culture, including the rise of Nollywood, Nigeria's famous movie industry. Nollywood, established in the early 1990s, marked a new era in filmmaking, a movie industry proudly showcasing diverse Nigerian cultures. Most Nollywood films at the time featured Ghanaian actors, helping to support and popularize Ghana's film industry beyond its borders. The collaboration was so extensive that viewers were often surprised to learn that certain actors were Ghanaian or half Ghanaian. Nollywood also helped popularize Nigerian Pidgin English, a Creole version of English that became widely recognized and adopted by non-Nigerians and is now heard in many African songs today, even by non-Nigerian artists. Ghana and Nigeria also collaborated extensively in music. For instance, Ghanaian Highlife inspired Nigerian genres, while Nigerian juju music influenced Ghanaian styles. Over time, these musical traditions continuously merged and evolved, giving rise to genres like Afrobeats, Afro-swing, Afropop, and many more. Believe it or not, before the Jollof Wars became a thing, the most popular rivalry between Ghanaians and Nigerians was the debate over who created Highlife. Today, another popular debate runs alongside the Jollof Wars. Who created Detty December? Despite the fact that this yearly event perfectly showcases the successful collaborations between Ghanaians and Nigerians. The rivalry between Ghana and Nigeria remains strong, rooted in their shared history of migration and competition as hope for Africa. Both countries continue to strive for cultural, economic, and creative leadership as black nations on the continent, and their interactions, from music to movies to food to intercultural relationships, reflect centuries of intertwined history.